We begin our next story with a question. Is the claim by Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu about Iran's nuclear program a lie? For months, Iran's nuclear program has been the justification for the escalation, which has now developed into a full-blown war. Washington and Tel Aviv always have asserted this, that their actions are driven by a single objective to stop Iran from developing a nuclear weapon. But that very foundation is now beginning to crack.
So Iran wants to meet. As you know, their sites were obliterated. They're very evil nuclear sites. They were now has been proven. We had some fake news for a little while.
These were Donald Trump's remarks back in June 2025, where he claimed that Iran's nuclear sites have been completely obliterated. Cut to March 18th this year, Trump's spy chief, Tulsi Gabbard, told the Senate Committee on Intelligence in Washington, and she made a revelation, in fact, that Iran is not rebuilding its nuclear enrichment capabilities following the June 2025 strikes.
Prior to Operation Epic Fury, the ICSS says Iran was trying to recover from the severe damage to its nuclear infrastructure sustained during the 12-day war and continued to refuse to comply with its nuclear obligations with the IAEA, refusing them access to key facilities.
Gabbard's revelations directly undercut the core objective of the war in West Asia that Trump and Netanyahu have used repeatedly to justify military action in the region. This is not an isolated voice. Her statement, remember, comes close on the heels of former counter-terrorism official Joe Kent, who resigned a few days back after raising similar concerns. He had asserted that there was no imminent threat from Iran, and more alarmingly, he had claimed that dissenting views within the Trump administration were not allowed to reach the president. The war in West Asia is also being scrutinized by NATO members. The Spanish Prime Minister, Pedro Sanchez, has said that the war in Iran is illegal. Sanchez has firmly opposed the escalation from day one of this war, refusing to allow the U.S. military forces to use the air bases in Spain.
We're against this war. We're against this war because it is illegal. There's no reason behind it, and it's causing a lot of damage. Civilians, of course, refugees, and the economic consequences that the whole world, especially this global south, is already suffering.
Europe has also been pushing back against Trump's call to join the defense of, in fact, the Strait of Hormuz's defense. His appeal to other world powers to help reopen the strait has not really received an enthusiastic response. 7 countries have offered help, but most of them say that any military aid will come only after a ceasefire. For over 30 years, remember, Netanyahu has consistently claimed that Iran is on the verge of acquiring a nuclear weapon. Today, he's declared that Iran has no ability to enrich uranium and no capability to produce ballistic missiles.
We are acting now, not only to destroy the ballistic missiles and the remaining nuclear programs, very little remains, but also to destroy the industries that enable the production of these programs. And already now, after 20 days, I can tell you, Iran today has no ability to enrich uranium, and it has no ability to produce ballistic missiles. We are continuing to dismantle these capabilities. We will crush them completely, down to dust.
Another goal of Trump and Netanyahu has been regime change. Remember, Trump had told that Iranians should seize their only chance for generations and to take over the government. So if Iran's nuclear facilities were, and in fact, obliterated in the strikes, if there is no active rebuilding, if even senior U.S. officials saw no immediate threat and the regime stands tall, then what exactly is the basis of this continuing all-out confrontation, which is impacting oil supply around the world and choking the entire global economy? Is this a war rooted in security or in perception?